All right, so today we're going to talk about makerspaces. You may have noticed when you walked into your classroom that there is a black plastic box sitting there, and what's inside is a makerspace kit. So today what we're going to do before you get started with those is I want you to know what a makerspace is. I want you to know how to access makerspace resources, know how to use a makerspace, and know how to take care of a makerspace. So a makerspace is any place where you design and create something. There's physical makerspaces like woodworking shops, art studios, the sort of places where you make something that is tangible, something that you can hold. There's also virtual makerspaces, so places where you create things like a CAD or a three-dimensional design that you can print off using a 3D printer or even like Photoshop. So those virtual makerspaces are also kind of interesting. They're not like making a video game because in the end you're actually going to make something real that people can touch, hold, and interact with. But they cross a kind of different line even though they are both started off virtually. So today, for the most part, you guys are going to be working with physical makerspaces, and there is a website that goes with physical makerspaces. So the website is you can reach through the media page in Power School Learning. So you guys can obviously all get to your Power School Learning websites through Spuds Landing, but since I don't have Spuds Landing, I'm going to go about it a slightly different way. Let's go ahead and move this out over here so it's not in my way. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to go to the Horizon East Media site. So Horizon East Media Center. And when I go to that class, what you'll see here is a portal. And that portal says Makerspace on it. So I'm going to click on the Makerspace portal right here. This Makerspace portal is where you'll find a lot of resources on how to utilize your materials. So there's two different types. Like I said before, there's the physical makerspaces and the virtual makerspaces. Now we currently have 4 kits. I know I only have 3 listed, and that is partly because I am in the process of making the 4th one, which has to do with robots. But there's a lot more to do with that one than the other ones, so I'm still in the process of that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll take a quick look at them. Depending on what room you're in, you may have ended up with the Make-A-Do kit. So the Make-A-Do kit allows you to build things out of cardboard. It's a tool kit with plastic tools in it, including plastic saws, screws, screwdrivers, and other items. And you can build pretty much whatever you want. I've been online. I've seen people build some like a gorilla about twice the height of me. If we're going to be a little bit more practical, though, I've also seen people go through and build a house. I've seen people build like a treasure chest and stuff like that. And if you want to know how to build those things, if you come down here on the website, you'll see instructions on exactly how to build those different things. There's a way to build a ball, a way to build a treasure chest, a way to build a Christmas tree, a ship, pinball machine, and a puppet theater. And then we also have snap circuits. Snap circuits are a little bit like Legos. If you could use Legos to make electrical circuits, it allows you to build different circuits that allow you to spin a propeller, light things up, and you can actually build 78 different projects, and it will go through and have a board, and each for 3 people per kit, you can build pretty much whatever you need to do. So all right, and then the other physical makerspace is the Lego makerspace, and I'm not going to go a whole lot into what Legos are because I totally trust that you guys know exactly what Legos are. But there's different instructions on how to build particular things. Every single one of these things is buildable based on the kit that you currently have with you in your room. All right, now these physical makerspaces, in order for you to use them, require your teacher to check them out. The only one I haven't gone into a lot of depth with is robots, which you can program and drive robots. And like I said, still in the process of building that one. So you're going to have to wait on that. There's also virtual makerspaces. And the nice thing about these is you do not need your teacher to check them out in order to access them. So one of my favorite ones is Tinkercad, which is right here. And you can create an account. If you're in 7th grade, you're going to need to use this code. And if the code doesn't work, remind me. After a long enough time, they no longer work and I need to update them. What makes Tinkercad so great? well, basically allows you to create things that can then be 3D printed. So, for example, I went through and I built this item right here. I also built the chess set. I built them from scratch. I didn't take anybody else's or load anything else that somebody used. Uh, and what I did was I made it completely from scratch to fit what I needed it to do. Now, Tinkercad has a couple of interesting things. You can design computer circuits in there and you can test those computer circuits out to see if they will do what it is that you need them to do. But it also lets you take things that you've already created, and as you can see, it's loading kind of slow here. But it allows you to take things that you've already created and it allows you to turn them into Legos. So if you design something, you could go through and see what it would take to convert it into a Lego design. And if you're curious as to how that works, if you click on this bricks button right up here, what you'll see happen is that it will take this and basically show you exactly what it would look like if it was made out of Legos, as well as help show you how to build it out of Legos. Now, my apologies, my internet connection is a little slow, probably because I'm streaming stuff from my computer as well, but should show up here in a second. So as you can see, I now have something that was built out of Legos. And if I want to know how to build it, I can just click layers right here. It shows me my bottom layer. And as I push up, it shows me each individual layer. So I can design pretty much whatever I want and then build it out of Legos, which I think is pretty cool. You can also do the same thing for Minecraft. If you click on this blocks button right up here, it will go through and show you exactly what things would look like in Minecraft and also tell you what block you should be using to build it in order to make it look the correct color that you were using previously. So in this case, it would want me to use the emerald block because that's the closest to looking like what it is that I needed. Now I'm just going to go ahead and exit out because it's just being super slow. All right, now if making three-dimensional things is not necessarily your thing, you can also go to code.org. Code.org, some of you guys may have already done it if you've ever participated in the Hour of Code. There are ways that you can just click on this and it will give you opportunity to just create games or even play games while coding them. But the ones that I personally find the most useful is if you go down here, you will see the Express course. Now, the course is something that I think is pretty awesome. What it does is it teaches you how to code a computer. And honestly, this was how I learned how to build a computer. I started off with absolutely having no experience. And now I program my own computer. So if that's something that you find interesting, you can do that as well. All right, so what's the goal with these? The goal is to let you go through and play around for the rest of the course as soon as your teacher lets you go. Now, if you have the ollies in your kit classroom, there's a whole other video for those. I promise, guys, it will be worth it. It's just a little bit more complicated to work with those, so I want to make sure you know what you're doing. I will be adding more items. I'm also looking at how to purchase more 3D printers so we have more access to those, as well as doing a couple other really neat things. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me about it. And if you want to tell me what you feel about how you felt about this, I would love to hear from you. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.